A podcast is when everyone has microphones and everyone's sitting around talking about a topic.
Our project, specifically, we were supposed to create a podcast explaining how it contributed, how Isle of Wight contributed in the Revolutionary War.
Our end goal was to just give more people information on the education of Isle of Wight County. So we had to start off by researching from these different articles that we got, and then we went on a field trip. We went to St. Luke's, the Isle of Wight County Museum.
And I lived in Isle of Wight County my whole life, and I've never went there. I didn't even know we even had a museum here.
Well, the Isle of Wight County Museum, we've been around since 1976, and we are here just to preserve all the history of Isle of Wight County.
So they ended up coming for just an overall review of a lot of the different subjects because of the fact that there's just so much history here in Isle of Wight County.
I think it makes it just a little bit more real for them when they head out to an institution or an organization or a structure that actually had something to do with a special event. It's kind of like putting a name to a face, and they can realize, these things happened here.
There's a saying that goes, a good picture can be 1,000 words, but a real life view can be more than 1,000 pictures, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's valuable, going to the place to do research, because it's more of a visual. A lot of people can't grasp just reading something, and they're better at looking at it and actually going to go see that it actually existed.
We're a community tool, a community partner, especially here for our different, educational sites, our different schools. And because of that, we're just expounding on what they're learning in the classroom.
So we started off on a Google Doc. It was mainly a brainstorm. We were just plotting down ideas. Whatever we could find online, we'd post links, pictures, and then on that doc, we created a script and the information we were going to talk about. We sent it to the creative writing class, and they edited our scripts a little bit.
For my creative writing class, our job was to make a portfolio for the project about the podcast. They had groups of different people, and we all got different scripts from different groups, and we all read it and then made edits. I felt like it was kind of a teaching moment for all of us to we saw how many little mistakes can be in a scripture and different sections of what they mean and what they do.
It's definitely good because they're in the creative writing, so they have some of the skills that we might not have.
It's very good to have people who can review your work and see things from a different perspective and maybe put it into an angle that you're having look at it from.
I think it was kind of cool how different classes and different subjects tied together, because from one side you can learn about the history, and then the other side it's where the creative kids are coming in and really making it kind of fun and interesting to learn.
We used a media center in the library. There was just 4 or 5 microphones, a few chairs, computers.
Yeah, we used GarageBand. Miss Garrow kind of just walked us through how to use it, and we kind of took it from there. And we just pressed record and started talking.
Yeah, we had the plan, she had the platform.
We had a conversation, we all script different paragraphs that we had, and we typed up things that we wanted to say, and we had different prompts to talk about, so we just split it in between each other.
Yeah, it was a group thing. It all blended well. One person would talk and the other person would talk, like most podcasts do.
I feel like podcast is a very unique way to go with it, because you can reach a lot of people through all these different platforms that podcasts can go in. And I feel like the more viewers we get, the more knowledge we can spread and get more insights and information out.
A podcast is easier and more entertaining for people, because a lot of people don't have the attention span to read a 6-paragraph thing on history. I know I don't.
It's a really good way for people to introduce more deep topics to people who don't really want to read papers and things like that nature.
I'm more interested in having a conversation and talking to someone about something. Reading a book, I don't know, I don't really learn that well from it. And back when people couldn't read, so orally is mainly what you had to do, because a lot of people couldn't read back in the day.
VA 250 is the commemoration of the American Revolution, and certainly that's important to our history and to our local history, just learning about what happened, what transpired.
I feel that local history is important because it just shows how other people grew up and how we're growing up now, and how different it is for us than it was back then.
So it gave me a better understanding of how things got developed, how long it took.
It's a reason to work together with our school system, with our museum community, and pull everyone together to create these really interesting collaborations, projects, podcasts, all kinds of things.
And I feel like the way that we're able to get from having just words on paper to being able to have a fun, free-flowing conversation, I really appreciate being able to have that freedom of being able to just have a cool, casual conversation around microphones with some of my friends.